Let's launch. Right from the off, you can buy things to help you on your start. Your pilgrim always begins with the basics needs to survive. If this is your first trip to Ceres, I suggest you add nothing. Ignore him. It's up to you, but I find that it's a lot better to give yourself a bit of a boost. When you start, you will have these. These are the basic items. Enough to get you going. What I suggest you buy is the oxygen unit, because those 2 oxygen tanks, they're not going to last long. And power. Now, power is essential. Having that boost early game, you've got 30 million, you spend 12 there. You can actually get, maybe not that many. You can buy 3 wind turbines. Now, you can buy other things, and it's always up to you. Some people might go with the iron drill, the ice drill, the copper drill. But I prefer wind, and the oxygen is essential. This stuff you can collect, and there are some ways of getting iron bars early on. I'll show you in a minute. This stuff you don't need straight away. Food and seeds, you start with some potato seeds. You will find some seeds later on, and then the prefabs, a lot of this you can make once you got the ground running. Tip number 2, check your weight. So within the rocket, we're fine for now. There's your starting items. We've got our hub, we've got our mission control, we've got 1 connector, we've got our workshop, and we've also got the base constructor. Data pads, I will come back to data pads. But your weight here, look, 104 out of 105. If you exceed your weight limit, you lose momentum. The minute you can't afford that because your oxygen's only 75. Your food and water's already starting to drain. As you progress in the game, you'll build up some stats. So with that, I would suggest that you concentrate on weight until you get your backpack later on in the game. Remember the oxygen bar I was telling you about? In the hub, you always need to leave a spare wall. This will allow me to put oxygen here. Now, to be honest, I could have put this there on this side and done it that way, but yeah, you do you. And you see, this is why I want you to buy the oxygen, because look at my air. I've only just ran over there and back again. Okay, and it's there gone. It's the easiest way of having oxygen. But it means you got to keep running over and stuff. This is a good pod for now, for when you're running about. So, because you want to get all of this resource, do a bit, come back over here, restock on your air, come back. It's always a good tip to do. We've got the power. We're going to have to build a power station, and the power station is actually 50 iron ore. As you can see here, there's one node here. There's another one down here, and that's giving me 74. It is random, but you should get enough to get to 50. Okay, I'm going to put my oxygen here. It takes up a full wall. And in here, I'm going to put my power in, and I can get my wireless power station. Now, the workshop gives you 3 nodes. So what you can do, you can pop out. I like having it in the workstation because then I can just run back in. You can put these units anywhere. So if you're worried about space, you can even just put them down here. And they'll still work. Turn the power on, and you can see here, so we're starting with 30 milliwatts, and I'm only using 5 at the minute. And that 5 is the oxygen, and we've got oxygen in the base now. We're producing 25 milliliters per hour. I haven't figured out yet how many of these you need for big bases, so let me know in the comments if you have, or, you know, probably haven't because you knew. Maybe when you come back later on. Earlier on in the video, I said, didn't I, you can get some resources quite easily in the supply pods. These are the supply pods. So what you do is you click on it, and it says a pod with various helpful materials and items that Earth Command sent ahead of your arrival. When empty, you can salvage it for materials. I always forget this, so it's important to salvage, so don't forget to do that. You get 1 floor teleporter, a door, a basic refinery, some storage, and another data pad. So grab all of that, click salvage, and then you get iron bars and iron, 5 iron and 5 copper. You need these bars, so that's really good, and it gives you some money, which is good. So make sure that you get all of your your pods and you salvage them, because those iron bars are essential. So as you can see, you get a lot of stuff just by going around and doing your salvage. Okay, my next tip is build a recycler. Now, I didn't realize this till late on in the game, in my playthrough that I was doing, but because you see a recycler and you think, you know, sometimes some games they're not very good at and stuff. But on this one, these data pads that you've been collecting, if we put these in here, start the machine, nice and easy 3 bronze bars. It's a no-brainer. They're just going to take up space. So build a recycler, even if it's just to get rid of these data pads. I can't do the math. What the hell was it? 5 times 3, 30. So you get 30. Yeah. No, you don't, because it's 20 there. And you already had some. You get 3 bars each. Right. So it's well worth it. Also, if you have, say, extra stuff, the recycler will break it down into an iron bar. Now, it doesn't give you everything because an iron bar more goes into a screw. But if we start the machine again, you can get back down to your ore, but it doesn't give you the full amount. So there must be a cost on this. It doesn't work on seeds, unfortunately. At the start of the game, one of the free things you get is the mission control, and you're going to need this for all the game, because up here you can do your cargo drops, bring in money. You get your terraforming display, which is later on in the game. You've got your colonists when they come in and you can assign them jobs and stuff. But then the main one is your mission status. So the next tip is make sure you read these milestones, because you can miss a lot of these. All of these here give you money, right? And then obviously as you're doing things you can do it, but some of them are easy, you just don't realize. Salvage your supply beacon, we've done that. Produce oxygen, so we're getting 5 million just because we bought the oxygen straight away. Name a storage container, you might not think to do that, but that gives you 5 million. Harvest any crop would be an obvious one because you're going to do it. Yeah, have a read through them, and then as you're working you can probably look at and go, okay, am I ready to do this one, am I ready to do that one? And they just throw the nice little things at you. The base can get crazy and it can get too big and you can kind of get lost. So if you build a decoration constructor and build these customizable posters, 5 iron bars each. I'm in my base, I can't remember what's down here, so what I do, I put a poster on the ground. The only thing is, you can't really edit them. They're kind of like stuck into one place. So we put it down, we do interact to customize, and then you can put arrows. So I can say up here is going to be manufacturing. Call it whatever you want. I don't think I've spelled that right. I'm like, where the hell am I? Oh, so manufacturing's this way. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was. But oh my god, what's down here? So now we've got fuel, but then I can put here, but again, maybe it needs to change it where you can move these posters around, because this one now, a little bit awkward. It only goes that way. But so I'll go right, and then I will say fuel. So it's just an easy way of figuring out where you are. And it's the fuel. And my last tip is try and plan a base, because this is my current playthrough. Let me get a better view of it. It's nighttime, sorry. I don't know when it's going to be daytime. It's a mess. Look at this. This big massive base. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I was just throwing things down. So my problem with a big base like this, the way it's designed, it all looks the same. I get lost. I'm like, where is everything? So the video on the screen now will be showing you how to optimize your base for best results.